everyone. I'm Allison, and welcome to my weekly meltdowns coverage of Big Brother 27. That's how
And remember, you can't spell lava without Ava.
you
Yes.
can't. That's right. And thank you, everyone, for Andrew and Tyler with us tonight. And sorry for that awkward intro. That's how I used to introduce my Big Brother episodes back in the day of when I did, you know what I'm saying? Like the OGs will get that intro. Get that.
I got you.
But there's
I
no
feel you.
jump cunts or jump cunts. Jump cuts or clickers. Well, the night's
right.
still early.
Can someone please kidnap Allison and hide her behind a closet?
I'm sleep deprived. I worked 2 jobs today. I'm
Can
tired.
someone please say on this show, Tyler, you were right. Because guess who is the 17th but kind of 16th house guest? Because one mystery house guest still has to prove their worth and become a house guest. But oh my gosh, Rachel Riley is back. What are you laughing at?
My husband just ripped the loudest fart in the background.
Oh. Of course, he has to steal my thunder here.
Well, I don't know if I'd call it thunder. Yes, you were right. I was wrong. I'll be honest with y'all. I was not shocked, nor was I excited. I
was
didn't care.
shocked.
I mean, I like Rachel, but I don't care. Like
I'm excited.
I'm not.
Why?
First of all, I'm gonna brag a minute.
Okay.
My picks, HOH, and Jeffrey won again. Hello, what? Who saw that coming? And Amy is better looking than her picture. Can we all just agree on that?
Well, that bar was low.
Well, still, I like it. I don't hate anyone. Maybe I need to start putting strategy into my drafts. I don't know. I miss the old days of just watching premiere night and seeing the people for the first time that way. You know, I just miss that. And that's why I kind of haven't been watching the videos. But it does help when you do a draft. Because I'm very surprised by a lot of people. Some people I thought were strong, not so much. Some people we thought are, and then Ava and Kelly are exactly what I thought.
I'm gonna bring up a graphic that just has like all the house guests and their names and stuff like that, just so we can keep straight who we're talking about, because I can't commit to memory yet. Like everybody's
I was Googling
names and stuff like that. Yeah. So let me bring
Kelly
this up.
is from the one from South Dakota that I said last night was going to have some adjustment issues right out the gate. Amy's too loud. Is so loud. Bitch, there's 8 people in here. You said it yourself. What do you think's going to happen when everybody's in here? It's going to be loud.
So I will agree, Allison. Like, I want to give you your props for, I think your team overall had a really excellent performance here in the first episode. Of course, we saw Jimmy. I think so. Like Jimmy, he won like that first competition and got to pick like the 4 people competing for HOH. And then of course we saw Vince go on to win that HOH. I think Vince is a really great HOH to start off the season. Like we were just saying last night on the draft that like, you know, we're a little worried about how he'll do. Like maybe he needs to get power early to kind of get himself in like a position of power rather than like flaming out in like a nerdy superfan kind of way. And that's exactly what he did. I think there are far worse picks here for like a first HOH. I'm really excited to see what Vince does. And we saw like a first kind of like alliance with Jimmy and Amy. Amy, I feel like she's giving me like Jennifer Coolidge vibes. So like, of course, like the gay in the house like connects to her like right away. So I don't know. I'm here for it so far, Allison. I think there's some secret sauce brewing in your team here. I think it's looking good so far.
Sauce. I got secret sauce for days.
I kind of disagree. Like, okay, obviously Vinny's gonna survive the week 1, but I hated his attitude. I hated his like does that mean Jimmy's safe? Does that keep his stuff? Like, I think he's gonna power trip with this, and I think we're gonna
Yeah.
have like a not good scenario. I think we're gonna have a Frenchie. I think we're gonna have a Cappy. I think we're not setting up well for his long term game.
But
And blockbuster twist is just not good for a first HOH.
and I just want to give a shout out to everyone in the chat really quick. I'm sorry. Joseph, Dominic, Thomas, Samuel, and John P. Music. Everybody, I see you. Thank you so much. We're going to get to your comments and answer your questions real quick. Who is it? Thomas C. asked Riley and Mickey Showmance. I'm going to be honest with you, Thomas C. That's the first thing I thought. They showed Riley and then they showed Mickey, and she was talking about riding horses and being in the country. And I was like, I have a feeling Mickey and Riley are going to hit it off. And what do you do? Cut to the kitchen. She wearing that cowboy hat.
Yeah. Also, I think I did call last night that Zach and Lauren would probably be like showman's potential, and we did
Yes.
get some like first diagrams of them being like, "Hey, that they're looking good, they're looking cute." But
Oh,
Lauren, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm sorry, and I'll shut up. This right here from John P. Music. Can I just say thank you because the name has been plaguing me? Is Ashley related to Chada? Is that from 2 seasons
Possible.
ago?
It's
That's from
from
the no,
4
it's
seasons
three.
ago.
They could be do their like Twinkies. Seriously.
Can I tell you the least impressive house guest tonight though?
There.
Catherine. I don't like her persona. I don't like she comes off just too nonchalant, low energy.
You don't like
I
them.
was
Okay.
Catherine was kind of a miss for me tonight.
Yeah.
I was surprised to see like the first thing she said was she's a raging feminist. Like I didn't really get that vibe in her uh, original bio or like any of her like answers or like just her video interview and stuff like that. So I agree, Andrew. I don't know, but like I would love to go back and rewatch like a premiere from like last season or I don't know, like one of these like recent seasons and like knowing now like how far they went, how well we did. Like I'm just always too cautious to like put them in a box right away because like I feel like in the first episode like I feel like production really tries to um write the script for them in the diary room, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like I feel like these first impressions are yes, like they're the first impressions, but like you never know. Like Catherine could like surprise us. I
But
you know
it wasn't even the DR for me, Tyler. Like when she was in the scene with her friends and talking at the table, it was
Let's
just
talk about
very
Saboteur. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. But on the other end of the spectrum, a complete hit for me was what I said last night. I love Kelly.
And another one.
I did
I
too.
love Kelly.
I do too. Yeah, I'm excited to see. I mean, overall, guys, like I think this cast is really good.
I agree.
I reserve the right to change my mind when somebody says something racist or problematic in a week or two. But I think we have the bones here for a really good season of Big Brother. I think that the cast overall is really good. I feel like I have a good sense of everybody's character right away, like right off the bat. I don't know. I'm really really happy, and you know, with Rachel Riley in the mix too, like she's gonna bring the drama, she's gonna bring the fights, she's gonna keep things like interesting in the house. Like if there's one thing we know about Rachel Riley, we know that she is going to play up the mess. Like she knows that she's like making a TV show, you know. So I feel like she will bring some drama and stuff like that. So I'm really excited. Can we just talk about Rachel Riley just a little bit more for a second before we
Sure.
get distracted and talk about something else? I
Can we
am
have a
so
counter as to
excited,
how many times Tyler says Rachel Riley?
As
guys.
long
Like
as he doesn't say it as much as BB can.
blah 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 blah. Yeah. But like, you know, Jimmy said in the diary room, like she's on the Mount Rushmore of like Big Brother. I totally agree with that. Like, there are far worse picks to have like a random person from Big Brother like joining this cast. If Rachel is the first two-time winner in Big Brother history, like that's a really exciting thing to consider as well. But I don't know. Like I said last night in the draft, like Rachel in like she's had kids, like she is not like the VIP cocktail waitress from Las Vegas that like played like 10 plus years ago, right? So I'm excited to see Rachel in this new stage of life, like with some more reality show games like under her belt and stuff like that. I'm excited to see how she mix into this cast. I'm excited to see like how, I don't know, I'm just really, really happy that Rachel is back and she is like officially playing. Like, I know we were wondering, like, is she just going to be a part of some like murder mystery twist, like that
They
kind
said
of
she's
thing?
not a house guest.
Okay, well, no. So just to clarify, because it was a little confusing. So Rachel is a competing house guest this summer. The let's just call it the Saboteur because it's basically what it is, like the same twist that was sniffed out the first week of Big Brother 12. So amongst this group of 16 here that's like in this picture here being shown on the screen, amongst this 16 is like a Saboteur player that the house guests have to figure out in a week. And if they don't figure it out, they join as the 17th house guest. So like say like Amy is not a real Big Brother house guest. If they like don't figure out that it's Amy past this week, she joins the game as a player.
Pause.
So
Did she? I didn't get week out of that. I got a couple of hours or a day. I didn't get week as what they had to figure out.
I just figured it was like they would have to like decide by like the first eviction or whatever. I could be wrong, but
I think it's quicker than that because I think that's going to be figured out in the next episode, and that's why we don't have live feeds.
oh, okay, I can see that.
I thought it sounded like they had a day.
Yes, that's what I got.
What?
My bad.
What if they don't? What if they don't want to figure it out? Hi. Oh God!
Aw.
Hi. Hello, child.
Oh God.
You came for her nightly hug and kiss. I apologize.
No, that's
Oh,
cute.
so cute.
Yeah, I mean, like it's possible they don't figure it out. I like if they don't figure it out and this twist is just like a non-twist, like that, I think that's the better outcome probably because there's not a single person on this cast that I'm like I want to see them leave rather than like see how they play the game. You know what I mean?
What happens to Rachel?
Rachel's playing
in.
like she is a
She's
house
in.
guest.
Even if they don't figure it out?
Joseph says this twist is to protect Rachel.
Of course it is.
I
I
kind
don't
of
see
co-sign
the
that, but like I'm
protection,
okay with that. I think it's to like have like another threat to figure out besides her. You know what I mean?
So what's the deal with Rachel? I'm sorry. I'm still trying to figure this out.
No, you're good. It was confusing, like the way Julie explained it. But
Yeah.
from my understanding, so Rachel Riley is playing as a house guest this season. Like she is, but they're saying like the 17th house guest is they have to like earn their spot as the 17th house guest. Like one of these 16 in this like picture thingy here is like a secret like saboteur assassin trying to like sabotage the game. And the house guests have to figure that out, I guess, by like Sunday's episode. And if they figure it out, then they leave the game. But if they don't figure it out, then they join the game as a player.
So
but
why
Rachel
did they
is
say
not
that
one of
Rachel's
those.
not a house guest?
I think they did say that. She said on the stairs, she said, a summer filled with Rachel Riley, reality
Yeah,
TV.
I know, but then she said, but Rachel's not a house guest. And she said, that's true. I'm not like that.
No, they asked her if she was in, and she said, "I'm here for the summer."
She said she's in the
Yeah.
game. She said, but I'm not a house guest. And Julie said that, I thought too.
I missed I did not hear any of that.
She said,
What did I
she said
hear then?
Rachel. No, you heard right. You got men don't listen, and Tyler really doesn't listen. Look, here's the thing. She said it. Julie said, and Rachel is not a house guest.
Thank
she
you.
may be a house guest Sunday. She's not a house guest right now. They have to protect her so she doesn't get nominated. Y'all need to stop acting
why
like
they
this
said,
show
wait,
ain't been
so
on
are
for
you in?
25 years and you don't know what's going on.
Somebody find some receipts.
Yes,
Everybody in
please.
the comments is saying that she is playing as a house guest, but like I
No,
said,
she's
like
not. She's not. I will take off
okay,
if you
we'll
want.
see. Okay, all right. Tell me I'm wrong.
I'm looking
In a
at
week or so.
Don't piss me off. Hold on. Just give me a minute. Y'all go ahead, talk amongst yourselves. We're gonna figure this out in 5 minutes or 10,
Okay.
Allison. Keep talking.
I'm
way-
rewatching the end. Hold
The
on.
way Sam in the chat has said this makes sense. We may have heard her say she's not the secret 17th house guest. That might be what they were trying to say, because it could be that Rachel is counted as one of the 16 with someone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Like,
it could be that. But I'm
right, like
I
this person,
know I
timeless.
said that they said that she wasn't a house guest. Like, I heard she isn't a house guest.
Yeah,
But she's
yeah.
playing, like, she's a part of the game, but she's like,
Okay,
you know
so
what I
I
mean?
just rewatched that last little clip, the last couple seconds, and kind of what Beth was just saying is true. It's what they said is Rachel is a part of the game, but she is not the 17th house guest because currently there's not 17 house guests. There's only 16. There's
So she would
including
be
her.
counted as one of the 16.
She is one of the 16.
Gotcha.
And then
That's
there is
the
someone
dumbest
else
way
that
for them to have ever tried to explain
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Sorry,
They
sorry.
didn't really explain it. What is happening?
This goes back to what I said last night. This whole secret accomplice twist is so unnecessary. It is not needed. You just brought in one of the greatest of all time, according to some. I would not be one of those some, but you just brought in good TV. You just did what I thought was a pretty cool open with the 2 competitions and getting the 4 picked. You just introduced this creepy ass man. Why don't you just let the 16, like the 17 play? I just don't feel that this whole accomplice thing, if it's only a 1, 2, or 3 day twist, I just don't think it's necessary. Allison, you're still muted as you're cursing us out.
I found it wasn't Julie that said it. First of all, it wasn't Julie that said it.
It was the masked man.
So hold on, I can't see on my glasses on.
Joseph Boza says Mike Bloom wrote an article for Parade saying Rachel Riley is back for a 3rd stint on Big Brother 14 seasons after
All right,
winning.
you know what? Everyone can blow me. I'm gonna play my clip and get on with my life. You ready?
There is still one more mystery to solve. Your new roommate is officially in the game, but he is not the 17th houseguest. You see, I've had an accomplice this whole time.
So he said she. He didn't say Rachel specifically.
I think he means Rachel, though.
He did, because he said, although your new house guest is in the game, she is not the 17th house guest. Because currently,
she's not a house guest.
She is a house guest.
How's she a house guest? There's 17 people in there.
No,
Because
she's a house guest.
Allison, what they're trying to say is that she's not the 17th house guest, but that she's already included as being one of the 16, because there's somebody else who is like
not
the accomplice who would be the 17th house guest. So they're trying to say that somebody else, not Rachel, is the accomplice. And if they are correct, then they get out of the game. But if they get it wrong, then they enter the game as the 17th house guest.
There's twins in the house.
God bless America. Where did you go there?
Mary do die. 4. I just saw it. There's twins in the house.
There's twins every year.
That is the only way that person could have got to the light switch and did all the things.
Also, why the fuck I'm sorry, this is so, why did Julie Chen actually not have a shoe? What the fuck was that about? You're saying you don't have a prop fucking shoe to put on the ground, and then she really didn't have a shoe when she's found in that comp?
Beth, the better question is, why did they try to find her? This was our out.
I got
rid of her.
It's a wonderful time for them to transition to somebody.
The host could have popped out.
Jerry
I'd rather
O'Connell.
devil face dude do it than her. So, excuse me. And can we? I'm sorry. I got sequester vibes tonight. I'm just gonna say it.
From what?
Oh boy.
From this show with the
masked man on this.
Oh, the mask. I can see that.
Again, here we go. But anyway, no, I thought, why the fuck did you try to find? I would have left her ass in there. I would have turned around and looked at everybody. Everybody, this is it. Don't get her. Can you imagine if someone had done that?
Okay, hold on, Tyler. Can we do a draft clarification now?
Yeah.
Because the original was that the first person to go. Can we now say that, I guess, if the 16th house guest is booted, one of these 16, then it would be Rachel to replace them, and then the next boot would get the other person.
I agree
Who
with
was
that.
the undrafted person?
It was Zay.
Yeah.
Zay.
I was
Okay.
really surprised
So
by Zay. I didn't know he was a Mormon.
Or does that person
I
get
figured when
Zay?
they said he was from Utah and he was blonde that he was a Mormon.
wait, okay.
What's the order?
So ask that question one more time. Now that I know that Zay is the undrafted person.
So if someone gets not put into the game now, who do we get? Do we get Zay or do we get Rachel?
You get Rachel because Rachel was one of the 16, not the 17.
Dude,
You know what
we
I
can't-
mean?
We can't figure out our own fucking draft, y'all. That's sad.
You get Rachel.
This is terrible. I don't have to worry about it though. I feel like I'm getting anybody.
We had Zay's picture and like info to be drafted like before we knew Rachel was even on this season. So
But
I
it's
feel like
counted as one of the 16 house guests.
What if
I'm
on
so
the
confused by the
first
show.
eviction night, what if we do a live wheel spin with Zay and Rachel on it? And
that's
whoever
fine.
the
Leave it
wheel
up to
lands
chance.
on
I don't care.
is who they get.
I'm not going to get a wheel.
This is so
Who's
fucking
going to
complicated.
Dollar Tree getting a wheel?
Allison,
I'm
you
You
can
can
do
do it
now.
online.
You can do a digital
You
wheel.
share a
girl.
screen that has a wheel on it.
Oh, yeah, we can do that.
Allison, your gray is
You can
showing.
flip a coin.
Your gray is showing.
I'm so such a grandma.
We're gonna write it on cursive on a piece of paper,
it.
parchment paper.
Do it and then fill out a check. That should
We're
be.
gonna write the
what?
name on
That
two rocks that
yes.
we find in the garden and draw a rock out of the
Do it.
bag.
Here's the thing.
This is
I
a
think,
mess.
I think at HOH challenge, she should be making some of these little shits right, not only in cursive, but fill out a fucking check. Longhand. They won't be able to do it. None of them. Let me be in charge. I'll host the show. Can you imagine? I come popping
Allison,
out.
you
Who's
just
ready
said
to
you'd
write
buy
in
your-
cursive?
Allison, you just said you'd buy your wheel from the Dollar Tree. Ain't nobody
They
watching.
got them. What do you think
You're
I
gonna
now?
love her. Save so much
Family
money.
Dollar.
The
Dollar Tree?
Memphis Family Dollar.
The Memphis Family Dollar, Walmart. Have you ever been down the Walmart clearance aisle? That is the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my life. It is top tier. It's
Like
better
in
than
the way
Target.
Oh my
that you go on
God.
Safari
It's
and
better than
watch
the Target
people,
clearance
like,
aisle.
watch animals like kill each other. Is that like that kind of like amazingness?
Yeah.
Or-
Like that season, or that scene in Mean Girls, like when they all go feral at the mall. Like
Yeah,
that's
it's like
the
being a-
Walmart clearance section.
No, there's
Okay.
nobody on that
Now,
aisle
Beth-
but me most of
Beth,
the time.
before Beth got on, I do have to admit, I said my most unimpressive house guest of the night was on your team. Catherine wasn't it for me tonight.
Oh, I loved her.
Oh, you two gonna fight.
She
I'm
didn't
getting
get a
out
lot
here.
going in terms of camera time or anything, but like from her, I loved her intro package a lot.
Oh, I
She's
didn't.
the
I just thought
Saboteur,
she was
Beth.
very
She was exactly who I thought she was, which is what
Mm.
made me happy.
no.
So-
but you know who? And my standouts were Kelly, and I loved Mickey. Love Mickey.
Mhm.
Love
Love Mickey too. I should have picked her, but somebody else.
There's
got her.
literally nobody who wasn't
Wait,
exactly how I thought they
Allison.
would be.
Did
Yeah.
you just say I should have picked her, but somebody else got her? Girl, you were the first pick.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, you know,
It's like I got to pick that generic white DC gay first.
I do.
I
That's what
I
want.
am so
Such a hater.
we'll say affected
I am.
right now. I was looking at this cast list being like, how the hell are these how are our teams on this? And I didn't realize you weren't showing a graphic that had our teams on it. I'm
No,
sitting there,
just
I'm like,
names.
I'm sitting there, I'm like, I'm pretty sure we only got 3 people. Why is it 4? And then also, like, where's Aaron's team? And those are not people I put on my team. I was very confused. So
Well, here's the thing. I found out in the chat that Ashley and Chada are friends. They've been friends since they were 3. Personally, I think they're freaking related because they look just like each other.
I was just gonna say,
Hello.
I would not be shocked. if they're like, if that's like her sister or something like that.
Yeah. So some people are saying Ashley's the Ashley's the
Yeah, who do we
saboteur.
think is the saboteur? Let's talk about that.
I'm going with Catherine. Or Riley looked like, you know who Riley looked like tonight when he was sitting on the couch at the
Not
end when
Brad
everyone
Pitt,
was,
like Mickey.
no, not Brad,
What
no,
the
kind of
fuck
like
was
Brad
that?
Pitt if he were special. But no, I'm saying that his eyes were so wide that he looked like my cat Daisy when she sees chicken.
I love that
His-
you thought any of us would guess that.
Do we know if the,
You know who we look like tonight?
do we know if the baby mama Riley rumors are true?
What?
No,
Are the baby
I keep
mama
saying
Riley
Joseph.
rumors true?
I've heard yes, but I don't know for
I
sure.
mean, he's in there flirting with Mickey. And he's got a newborn baby at home.
And
Is
that's
that the
when he was
rumor?
like, I don't know, if I see a woman that catches my eye, I was like, holy shit.
How about you catch this baby, Riley?
I don't know if that's true or not, though. So I don't know.
I
don't know. I don't know who the saboteur is. I don't like the saboteur twist. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm
Well,
okay with it if it's
yeah.
like a nothing burger. You know what I mean? Like the best Big Brother twists are the ones that flop and fail and like don't impact the game in any way. You know what I mean? Like I'd rather this than like the Golden Keys or like Pandora's Box or like any of those like production heavy shenanigans. But yeah, I don't know. My pick for the Saboteur, I think it could be.
Morgan.
I could see it being Jimmy.
I'm gonna
They're
say
just trying to
something
put the
that's
hex
gonna
on
make
my
Tyler
gay.
not want to be my friend anymore. And I'm very I want to do this publicly so that we can look back and cry that this is the moment our friendship died, Tyler, okay?
Yeah.
Wait, say that again? My internet broke up.
Okay, I said I'm gonna say something that's gonna make you want to not be my friend anymore, and so I have to say it publicly so we can watch the video back and
Okay.
cry, knowing this is the moment our friendship died. Okay.
Okay. All right.
I know you said last night that you didn't like Jimmy for the kind of gay he is, or whatever.
Oh no. Oh
Is in
no.
the confessional is sometimes exactly how I thought you would be in the confessional.
I'm
No!
gonna okay, thank God somebody else said it. Because he fucking laughed. He's such a gay hater and he's gay. I never understand this man right here.
Do I just hate myself internally? Is that
You do.
like what's going on? Yeah.
It was just like
Am I a 25-year-old that also looks 40 at the same time?
I want it known.
No.
It's not how he interacts normally. It's how he specifically talks into the camera is exactly the kind of cadence and such that
Oh no.
you would have if you're trying to get this going. Like it's just,
we're gonna get 3-paragraph message in Messenger at 3:00 in the morning about how pissed he is.
Yeah, and then you'll respond to it at 7:00 in the morning.
Oh no, baby, 6:55.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tyler, I don't think it's Jimmy, just for the reason that he's the only LGBTQ plus person in the cast that we know of, and I don't think they would have not cast that person.
Yeah,
from
that's
a
true.
casting standpoint, because if he does go, then he was never a part of the original cast.
What about Lauren? It could be Lauren.
It could be Lauren. I'm leaning towards Ashley.
Okay. I hope not. I'm really excited to see Ashley play. I really get good vibes from her. I think she could be a really great savvy player in this game. It would be a shame if they like I feel like Ashley like checks all the boxes for like great casting across the board already. And it would just be a shame to me if they wasted like a star like I think Ashley will be on like a floppy twist, you know?
Well, is what would be funny is what if Shada's behind the mask?
I'd be okay with that.
And that's
Give
her
me
accomplice.
Shada again. That'd be cool. Yeah.
Shit, now I lost it. Oh no. It keeps flittering in and out of my mind. What I was going to say, shit. Oh, I think this might be a double bluff. So I think we're all going to sit there and they're going to try to use deduction to be like, well, Rachel's a woman, so therefore it has to be a woman. Let's narrow down the cast. I think it could be a double bluff and be a guy.
See, I'm thinking it's a dude.
Keanu?
I really am thinking it's a guy.
Zach?
I was leaning Zach earlier also, but we don't have enough to base this on, and no one does. It's a stupid twist.
It is stupid.
Yeah. We'll see. But I will say, like, overall thoughts on the premiere. I thought this is one of the better Big Brother premieres. Like, I feel like a very, I don't know, every season I feel like we start the show, every premiere being like, this was such a mess. Like I'm glad they didn't do it live. Like I'm glad like it felt a little more like edited to give us like a proper premiere. I feel like there wasn't a lot of dead time in the competitions, like seeing the same thing over and over and over again, like we usually see in these premieres. I feel like we got a really good sense of who everybody was. I don't know. I was really happy with this first episode overall.
So I agree. But within the 10 minutes of thinking, I just thought of a way to make the twist better, and they didn't.
Let's hear it.
I think it could have been that if the HOH nominates one of the three, and one of those three are the imposter, then they go out, giving them 3 shots instead of 1 out of 16. I need
like
a
if they're
more
nominated, like then they're automatically out.
It's the HOH and the house's job to get that person nominated. If they're nominated, they're auto evicted.
I could see that because then, like Sunday is typically like the nominations episode. So like if we're figuring this out by Sunday, like maybe the deadline for figuring it out is the nomination ceremony.
That would be cool. I would be on board with that only if there was a rule that the like accomplice can't be HOH. That gives you just a tiny bit of information for those first few weeks or something, right?
That's a good idea because then you're like, oh, who's throwing this HOH? Then everybody's
all
gonna.
those people. Because I'm going to tell you straight up, production every year doesn't want people who throw that first comp. They want people who want to play competition. Yeah. This would be the way to do it because you don't want to be assumed that you're throwing it.
Yeah, no, I like that. It wouldn't have worked with this because he got to pick 4 people.
But if they made that like as a move going forward, like, oh, and just so you know.
Or I was even thinking, what if there was an accomplice every week? And we're getting on a tangent here. What if somehow, if you nominate the accomplice, you X out the blockbuster, giving the HOH a little bit of power to be able to save that 3 nominee?
Yeah. Why do we even have to call it the blockbuster? Why can't they just call it the arena?
I want it to be. I keep hearing ballbuster instead of blockbuster, and
I do too. I do too.
CBS and balls.
That's why we need Jeff. That's why we need Jeff Rose on the show. Also, guys, look at this.
But I agree, Tyler. It was a great premiere from beginning to start until I thought the ending got a little too confusing for me. Like I thought they rushed that last twist and they made us question what we heard. I still
feel
how
like they worded it. like I don't understand. Like who wrote the script for this? Like the
known. I'm pretty sure
man, whatever.
And I don't think they spent as much time as we just did discussing this twist.
Yeah.
No, they didn't. They didn't put any
or how to then describe it. You know, I think they probably were like, all right, so we're about halfway through the package of all the people entering the game right now, we should probably figure out what the twist is going to be. Like, that's how it came across.
It was also like, go ahead, Allison, go ahead.
I'm going to shut up after this, but the reason why I have my cat Daisy up on here is because she looks like Riley. This is what Riley looked like on the couch when he was in shock.
That is exactly what he looked like. I see it.
I think Riley looks more like Sid from Ice Age with like how far apart his eyes are.
Tyler.
I'm sorry. You know exactly what you know what I'm talking about, right?
Oh my god!
Okay, so I'm watching. Hold on Rachel's
sorry.
Facebook.
They're telling Rachel's followers that they're about to start.
Brendan just went live, so I need to go back and watch that. And she posted. Where'd it go?
I'm back, bitches! And you can see me live all summer long, streaming for free only on Pluto TV.
Yes. I'm here for it. Also, I just got a picture of Sid, so I just need to throw this up here.
Oh god,
Is this not
stop
right?
it! This
This
is
is
just a
throw a
not
cowboy hat on
right.
here. Riley.
Wait.
Oh, let me get
Not
rid of-
just the cowboy hat. Get his hair with the cowboy.
Yes. I've got some photoshopping to do after the show's done tonight.
By the end of the season, we should come up with some kind of character, animated character or something that everybody is, and like we just slowly replace their photo with like he gets Sid this week, and then like next week we got to find somebody else or something.
Okay, Jennifer Coolidge for Amy.
Right. And
Right?
I cannot
Oh,
believe
that'd be great.
you just
Makes me want a hot dog real bad.
Riley to some kind of weird looking ferret thing. I don't get it. I don't even know what it is.
A few more like random thoughts. I agree though. Like I was surprised to see how many people wanted to throw this HOH. Like I don't know where this thought process of like I don't want to be the first one in power because that's a lot of pressure and responsibility. Like you want to be the one to kind of set the stage for like the groups and the majority alliance. Like I think it's very beneficial to be the first person in power. So it was weird to see, and I agree, Beth. Like it's weird that they cast so many people that didn't want that first HOH because I feel like they usually cast people that are like, I'm gunning for that first HOH. I'm gonna go for it. So to see like a whole montage in the premiere of people going up to Jimmy being like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like I said to Timmy, I was like, I would go up to him and say, I'll compete, but like if I win, like I'll keep you safe, and vice versa. And I was happy to hear like Vince say that to Jimmy.
Now, now let me ask a question, Tyler. I had to go to the restroom during the HOH. So did Jimmy give Vince the look during the competition? And did
I don't think
Vince
so.
ignore it? Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay.
Yeah. And what was my other thought? Oh yeah, my other thought was like, so Adrian, like in his like preseason interview, he was like, I've really been preparing for this. I like made my own wall comp. Like I thought that just meant he was like hanging from like a bar or something like that. Like no, he actually made like
He made
a rig
one, dude.
in the backyard and had somebody spraying him with like a hose.
I love
while
it.
he's like hanging.
I might add.
This is amazing. Look at this dude.
It was cool. Like I wanna try that and see like how long that would last like on the wall. But I don't know. Like I hope that Adrian is like a big character this season in like a fun way. Like, do I think he's going to win or like play this like Dr. Will type of game he thinks he's going to do? No, but like he's gonna be his own like biggest hype man in the most like I feel like funny, like endearing way.
Tyler, I just came up with a fucking brilliant entrepreneurial idea for you.
Oh god.
Okay, let's hear
You
it.
need to open a gym that is Big Brother comp themed. So
hell
a
yeah.
lot of the exercise, you have like your traditional fitness center stuff, but you can do a wall riding endurance comping kind of wall. You can do like stuff that's like the slip and slide, like as like a class or something.
Mhm.
Like I think you could fucking make shit ton of money.
Beth,
That would be cool.
Beth also just said that you should open a gym/strip club, is what I heard.
Yes.
A wall
I
and a
was-
slip and slide.
And have a room for birthday
And then,
party.
yeah, no, it's a gym, but then there's also a room called the HOH room, and that's just like where there's just also a random stripper pole.
and the have not
the-
room, and you're just with Sid the Sloth.
But you wouldn't be able to
Yeah.
call it Big Brother because the copy you'd have to call it like large sibling with a penis.
No,
I
it's
don't know.
It's Little Brother.
I'd call it like Sid's gym or something.
I can't stop.
Or
You have
BB gym.
ruined Riley for everyone here. Every people in the
That's
chat
all I
can't
can
unsee it. I can't unsee it. I was being nice. I said he looked like
Oh.
my cat when she sees chicken. You pulled
This is
out a animated character.
Listen, whenever somebody has eyes that are really far apart like that and they look like they're looking in two different directions at once, like that's
It's
the
called
first
be
thing my mind goes
cockeyed,
to.
and they can't help it.
I know. Like,
Car,
bless
I
his
just
heart.
was like, how come I'm a car? And
I'm like, did Beth dip out for a second?
You
but-
are the king.
She's Knight Rider.
comment is up.
This
I'm like,
is a-
how did I become a car? I don't get it.
This is a good point, though. Like, Zach won 10K tonight, and I do think that could be grounds for like him being like a target like sooner than later. I don't know. I didn't really like Zach in this premiere.
He's so generic. He's like every bro that comes on the show every year.
I
He's
also
a little too righteous for me.
I'm gonna say that the feed's not coming on until Sunday does not help Big Brother because it slows things down. Now we have this like 3-day wait of nothing, and it's just I don't think that that's a smart
Oh,
strategy.
we do have something. We do have something. I just want to give a shout out. If you have Paramount Plus, I don't know what you're doing at 3 a.m. East, 2 Central, or midnight California, but Dexter Resurrection drops tonight.
Do you have
The
to have
first
the
2
Showtime package
episodes.
for that?
Huh?
Do you have to have the Showtime package?
You have to. Well, I mean, if you have Showtime on Paramount, I have Paramount Plus, and you can see it.
I do
Starting in the
too, but I
morning.
don't have the
we
Showtime
sponsored?
package.
Dude, it's gonna be online on Paramount Plus in the morning. I promise. It'll be there, the first 2 episodes. And the 50th anniversary of Jaws. They've got the new documentary on Disney Plus where it's 2 hours long and it's about the making of the movie Jaws. Y'all, it's riveting. See?
No, but I don't have the Showtime upgrade.
Oh, yeah, you got to upgrade. Anyway, that's what you can watch instead of the live feeds. I have many murder true I just watched Mindhunter seasons 1 and 2 only because there's only 2 seasons on Netflix and it was amazing. I just rewatched Stranger Things.
I'm gonna pull up our draft.
Okay. Yeah.
Just so we can like talk about our teams real quick.
Yeah, I'm just trying to fill the air.
No, you're good. You're good.
Give
I got
everybody
you.
something to do while we're waiting on live feeds. What are we gonna?
All
What's
right,
poor
so-
Taryn Armstrong gonna do without his live feed updates? Beth, why don't you just poke your little head around? Because you're not a car anymore. There we go. Okay. Now.
Okay. So, how are we feeling about our teams after the premiere?
I have no idea what Vince is going to do, so I have no idea.
I feel great.
I feel pretty
I mean,
happy with my team.
I think Allison's the most protected this week.
hmm
Which is why she has the second and third out. No, today.
I mean, I still feel if I had to say there was a team that I think is the weakest after the premiere, I would put Aaron's team.
Yeah,
I'd agree with that.
I don't think Ava's long for this world, for this Big Brother world. Sorry. I don't know.
I won't-
Imagine if you didn't mean it that way.
I don't think we need to make her blossom as her replacement pick.
But you can't spell lava without Ava.
I know. I was like, what is that?
It would have
Maybe
been
not.
so much funnier if she said, "You can't spell lava without Ava."
You can't spell evicted without the V.
Um,
You
In
can't spell
Ava.
Vicky without the V from Ava.
and Tyler, can you also just replace Aaron's first person with the Sid the Sloth picture? Like, I just think
Yes.
that needs to go there.
I can't.
1,000%.
And I want Blossom at the bottom.
hmm
I think that's the weakest looking at this.
Yeah.
I would probably say that the strongest looking team coming out of this is Beth.
hmm
And then I'd put probably Tyler after that. And then I think me and Allison are like tied at 3 and 4.
Oh, I disagree. My team is heavy metal right now, baby.
Yeah, it's week 1, girl.
If we're talking for week 1, I think Allison is the best team.
For week 1, I'm talking
If we're
long
talking
term.
overall, I would put Allison right above Andrew, but very just because of how this week's looking right now.
Mine is a mess. This is a mess.
No, I would agree with that, Beth. I think me and her
Yeah.
are very close.
Vince's HOH is going to be insane.
If I were Vince, I would put up Zay, Zach, and Keanu, like those 3, and just say let the like strong guys like duke it out in the AI arena.
Then Riley gets to be upset that he wasn't included in that group.
But we won't know it because we don't know who he's looking at.
The only
like,
reason,
wait a minute.
The only reason that the only reason, Beth, that sorry, I'm still talking our draft here.
Go ahead, Andrew.
The only reason that I would say that it's more equal is I think of the 6, I still think Lauren has the longest longevity.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. How do we feel about? I saw a lot of comments, not here, but on Reddit, saying that Morgan is the Saboteur. What do you guys think about that possibility?
Can you go back to the thing with their names?
She's the one I mentioned.
Yeah.
She looks like Minnie Driver.
She looks like someone. She does look like Minnie Driver. She also she's like if Minnie Driver and somebody else came together, and I'm like, I don't know. I think that Morgan is the type of person to accept a challenge, like being. I think it's somebody that production would want, somebody who's a gamer, somebody who is, strategic and social and knows how to like work with people. I could see that being.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. Any other thoughts for the show before we wrap it up here? I'm so excited that Rachel is playing. Like again, like great job, production. Like I'm just very excited to see Rachel Riley play again.
Who do we think is getting nominated?
Oh, I couldn't even predict that.
I already manifested Zay, Zach, and Keanu. Put them all 3 on the block together.
Riley's still giving me first boot vibes.
How's he going to find the door?
There's 2 of them at the same time. Where do I go?
Which one do I go out?
We're gonna get so much traction out of this picture. So yeah, that's my guess. Especially because like in like when they were entering the house and stuff like that, we did get a little scene of like Zay and Keanu being like, "Wow, bro, you're really strong." Like I don't know, like they were like broing down. Like maybe that's like some subtle foreshadow that like they're gonna be put on the block together. I don't know. Just always looking for a little like editing hints like that. We've lost Andrew.
Andrew, you okay?
He's not backstage either.
I don't think Vince is somebody who is just going to immediately align with meathead kind of guys. I don't see him not doing that. But I think that he's going to be much more of a social chameleon than we think. I think he's going to make some of the younger, prettier people laugh. I think that he's going to be a little bit of a nerd with Keanu. I think that he's going to be a little bit of a nerd with like Ava and Kelly. Like I think that he's going to gain traction. Yeah. He's actually somebody I'm like so much higher on coming out of the premiere than I was, not just because he won HOH, but just like purely how he's coming across. I could see him like, I feel like he, Mickey, Morgan, like that's a good group that could come together. Maybe throw in someone like Jimmy or Keanu or something like that in there. But like, I truly think he could get a lot of really good traction and play almost like a Tyler-esque game. If to a certain extent, where he's playing multiple sides of the house. And I think he could get that going this week by finding the right way to weaponize 3 nominees. But
I totally agree with that. Like it almost reminds me of like when Turner like in Big Brother 24, like the cards were like really stacked against Taylor. Like everybody was bullying her until like Turner won HOH, and then he created the, I forget their alliance name, but and he basically said like, these people that are in power, like these like popular people, like we're not doing this anymore. And like Vince has the power here to really set the stage for, I don't know, looking at this like cast group right here, I could see like a breakdown, like a House divide of like the like generic like pretty popular people versus like the misfits. And I have so much more faith in like this group of misfits than I do
I'm down for
the like popular
underdog.
clique. You know what I mean?
If it
Yeah.
ended up being BB20, but the other way around, I could see that happening for this group.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But Vince, you have the power, so make it happen, buddy.
Faute.
Yeah.
Or deux.
A successful Faute.
What would be an what is Falte 2 called?
It should be
Oh,
the other
God.
way. It should be like ET.
Faute.
Oof.
What is how do you spell Falte?
The opposite way. Etoof.
If
Equeef. Equeef? Equeef.
Queen.
The Queeves? I don't know. The
Yet to be seen.
stashes,
We'll see.
the mustaches.
We'll see.
I honestly I enjoyed this episode. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of
Yeah.
went into it going, ugh, another year. I didn't make it. I'm so over it. But now I'm like, you know what? I get it. But I didn't really feel like it. I mean, there's some people were snoozy that I didn't think would be snoozy. And then like Zay, I was very surprised to see his, I listen, anytime someone's like, I was in the Mormon church and I left it and is experiencing life and really seeing things through a different lens, I'm full support of that. So that kind of made me like him a little bit more.
What he said when he was talking about how he left the church and everything, and then he was like, like I'm dating more and all that stuff. All I heard was the in between of them being like, I'm fucking.
Yeah, I know.
He's
like,
no longer soaking.
I'm soaking.
I'm
It's not just the
left, right,
tip.
center. I'm fucking now. It's great.
I'm on the websites.
Do we think those lips are natural?
Whose?
Zay.
Zay?
I don't know.
I thought you were
His
talking about
lips are
Amy,
very,
because there ain't no way. Huh?
Oh, B-Bean. Look up soaking, because
yeah, baby.
It's a Mormon workaround.
Oh, honey, sweetie, baby child. And then look up the crabs epidemic that was happening on BYU's campus in the armpit.
Oh God. Nasty. I'll never trust a Mormon.
If I were at BYU,
She's not a woman.
A Mormon.
A Mormon?
I only trust women, Beth. You should know this.
First of all, I thought you meant sexually, and I was like, what?
No.
I was more shocked about you entertaining the idea of having sex with a woman. Second of all, then I was like, holy shit, that's misogynistic. So I love the thought when
Hold on, what? A crab epidemic in the armpit?
Yes.
That was a thing?
Yes, at BYU.
Oh, that's what you said. I thought you said something else.
Oh no, they were soaking in the pits.
I just thought they had just had crabs in general in their pit, their like vajazzles.
Look it up. They've gotten crabs in many different places, but the most popular one is the
They're
armpit.
so fucked up that they're getting crabs in the wrong hair. It's just terrible. I often think about, BYU has a channel. Okay, they have a YouTube TV channel.
Oh, yeah.
I don't watch it. But every time I'm flipping past it, I'm like, I just think of the BO. Like, I don't see BYU, I just see BO. And then it goes even further, because then my attention deficit just starts, rays come out of my eyes, and it goes, man, I bet if I was walking down the hallway at BYU, it would just smell like sweat semen and just farts in a sock. I don't
His
know.
farts?
Farts in a sock.
I heard jizz farts, and I was like, that's some bottom behavior right there.
I mean, anything's possible, but it's just such a suppressed, I just feel like there's a lot of sweating going on and it would just smell sweaty and gassy. And
Did you
I'm
watch
not gonna lie, I forgot
the
what we were talking about. What would smell like that?
semen? Oh, the BYU hallway? Not
semen?
does smell like semen. It just smells like the walls doused in semen. I'm so tired.
Allison, I have one more question for you, and then we can hop off. Did you watch the Poop Cruise documentary on Netflix yet?
Yes.
I haven't seen it yet, but like I just knew this would be right up your alley. So
I
how was
watched
it?
it
Tell me.
twice. I watched it deuce, no pun intended. I watched it with my sister-in-law who lives in we watched it, like we made sure we pressed play on Netflix at the same time. We were like texting. It's amazing. I cannot. All I got to say is I was fine until the tugboats got involved. And then the tugboats came along and they were pulling the cruise ship and it was kind of going like this and all the shit water started going that way and then started going that way and people are filming it and they're like, I'm in flip-flops standing in feces water. I'm like, why are you in flip-flops? You're obviously not going to shit in the red bags. Tie them around your feet. I mean, it's just a lot. But yes, there's also another documentary that's coming out about people who have been murdered on cruise ships. I'm going down the rabbit hole.
I'm sure it happens more often than you'd think, and they just like don't announce it, or
yeah,
right?
But I'm just gonna throw this out there.
Bodies just get thrown overboard.
Huh?
Imagine how many bodies just get thrown overboard.
Beth, they showed how they were showing how people could poop off the side of the boat and how dangerous it would be. They had a diagram of what would. They had a woman with her ass hanging, like sitting a certain way with her butt. I'm telling you, and it's like
okay, I understand. Like,
okay, listen.
Andrew would be great at this because he has so much practice with the wall comp. You know what I mean? He can hang on.
Some level people, we just gotta shit on the ground and clean it up.
They were telling people to piss in the shower, and that's the problem. That's where the problem started. And then they give them the red bags to poop in, and that was it. But the Achilles heel, the straw of the boat, the thing that just went. Let me tell you right now, they decided, oh, we're going to be on this boat for a couple more days, and we don't have any power, and we can't flush toilets, and people are shitting everywhere. People are just, it's crazy. Let's just open the bar and give all the alcohol away. This one guy has shit bags, and he's swinging them around like this. He's so drunk that one of the bags flies and goes down and hits this couple. And he goes, I was standing there and I was like, what the fuck?
Andrew, they just turned on the live feeds and that's what we saw. Rachel was slinging a bag of poop from the second floor and threw it down.
You'll never look at lasagna the same way again. Have you watched Poop Cruise?
They turned on the feeds?
No, we're talking about the Poop Cruise documentary.
Okay, listen, you've got to watch this show on Netflix. It's called Trainwreck. It's a series, not just about poop cruises. It's called Trainwreck.
Why is it called Trainwreck?
It's called Trainwreck because these shows are train wrecks. It's every episode is some like the latest episode is this fucked up 16-year-old girl's birthday party. I gotta watch that.
On a cruise?
Not on a cruise. These aren't on cruises. The Poop Cruise is the only cruise episode. But they are like fucked up shit that happens to people. That's why it's called Trainwreck. Man, they could follow me.
Is this kind of like a spin-off of 1,000 Ways to Die?
No, it's they should follow me around. I could make a series for them.
Are you making people die in different ways so
I'm just,
you can
no, it's not
have
about
creative
death.
ideas?
It's about people. It's how people are train wrecks. We do it to ourselves. Like the whole poop cruise could have been avoided because the ship, which is back on the water, by the way, under another name, mind you.
Wait, where does it go? And please tell me I'm not on it next.
No, I can find out. But the poop cruise, the electrical, everything melted. There was a big explosion. There was fire coming out of the thingies on the top. Everything. And it turns out that this ship had all kinds of electrical problems, and they still let the ship go out. And they're so shocked that everything. And the best part is the head lady that has to come over the intercom is British, and she's like, I never. My cat just sneezed. I've never in my life had to think I'll pee on a intercom telling an entire cruise ship. If you have to do a number one, do it in the shower. If you have to do a number two, do it in the red bag. Please tie it shut. Put it in your trash bin and put it in the hallway. Yeah. So y'all
I need
got
to
to
watch
watch.
it. I knew that you had already watched it.
I've seen it
I
twice.
didn't know that for sure, but I knew that for sure.
It's
So I was
about
just
shit,
curious.
ain't it? I've seen it.
So I've been on the boat that was
The poop cruise?
Yeah.
You were there?
I wasn't on
You
that.
survived
But
the poop cruise?
Were you the guy swinging the shit back?
I've been on that ship, but I wasn't on that.
Did anybody who survived that? They should have made shirts that said "I survived Shitfest 20 whatever it was."
Yes.
It was
You
like
at
12
least deserve
years
a
ago.
T-shirt.
The best part of these
Shitfest,
three
for
women
sure.
that were going, there was like their bachelorette thing, and it was these three women just Botox out of their mind talking about, I was just passed out in the hallway because I had some drinks left, and it just smelled really bad, and it was just like I couldn't be in the room because there's no ventilation.
I'm picturing the three women from the White Lotus, when you're describing that.
Oh my God,
them on the
no.
poop cruise.
Well, they were drunk out of their
I'm
mind.
imagining one of them, but
the
she was
fire-
in period clothing from the Gilded Age.
Imagine being in a dead sleep. You've been drinking. You know you got to puke and have diarrhea as soon as you get up. You're so drunk, and a fire alarm is going off in your room. And these three women are like, I was just laying there on my stomach, and I was just like, make it stop. I just needed to stop.
Okay, hold on. But now I have to ask Beth because I've been seeing it. Is Gilded Age good?
I think it's like the Temu version of Downton Abbey.
That's what I thought.
Some incredible actors of Broadway who I'm learning why they are Broadway actors and not on film. There's just something that's just too stiff about it. It's too serious, and it's not because it's period. It's because it's like they're not accustomed to the angles and how they're supposed to do things, even though it comes natural. Don't get me wrong. I'm still invested. I'm still going to watch it. I'm still interested, but it is nowhere near the Downton. And I will say, I binge watched Downton Abbey again last year in 2024. I literally sat down and binge watched it, and I was like, wow, this was so good and engaging. The writing was really good for capturing, but it was piss poor dialogue at times. You're like, whoa, wow, that is great news, Papa. We should celebrate. Yes, how shall we celebrate? That kind of shit. That's shades of it in this.
I've been doing a West Wing rewatch on HBO Max, and so Gilded Age keeps coming up. And so I was curious about it because I watch the West Wing at least once a year, and I'm in the middle.
I watch Dexter once a year.
I think you'll like Gilded Age, and plus it's really cool. At least being a New Yorker, hearing them talk about the families, the Astors and the Rockefellers and the Vanderbilts, and anybody and everybody, and talking about how the Vanderbilts, the Rockefellers, all that, they were new money at this time, and now we would consider them very old money. And for people who aren't as accustomed, new versus old money is still very much a thing in the Northeast, especially in the New York metro area. And it is very interesting to see how this has gone even back in that time frame, which at that time was going through it, people are now making money from building the railroads and doing all these things. And now who came from nothing, they were not gentlemen of society who are making all this money. And now they get to bully people around. It's really, really fascinating. But I don't know. I think it's cool.
Cool.
Where did they poop?
They would have had indoor plumbing for sure.
I'm just kind of curious back then, like, where did they poop?
Who?
The Gilded Age people, like back in that time.
So
like
if
In
you
the,
were
in the toilet.
most places would have had plumbing for sure. They're talking about they're getting electricity at this time. This is the 1880s. So this is like the beginning of electricity and such. So they definitely have indoor plumbing. But I would say people at the very low end of the class spectrum probably did not have indoor plumbing. They probably had an outhouse or something like that.
Asking me important questions here.
It's hard-hitting journalism. That's where I come from.
It is.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
Allison's number one favorite thing about Survivor is about,
Well, they don't talk about
Aqueducts.
the aqua dumps anymore.
So we go from aqueducts to aqua dumps because we're educational
go.
here about poop.
All right.
We
Well,
have digressed.
yes, that is our Big Brother 27 premiere in a nutshell. We'll be back next week at some point to recap like the nominations, what happens with this like Saboteur twist, like all of that stuff. Yeah, any other closing thoughts about Big Brother 27 before we hop out of here?
I think this has a potential to be a good cast, and I think this has potential to be a good twist that relies on proper gaming rather than other mechanics, as long as they don't keep adding shit into the game.
Yeah.
Let's just. Can we not do the Survivor thing? Can we not? And have hidden immunity idols everywhere.
That I'm actually down for. If there was a hidden veto because it's a mystery house, that would be kind of cool.
And what is
Big Brother
this
Canada did
mystery?
that.
What is this hotel monsieur? What are we saying?
Mystery.
BB, I love the theme this year. Like, I
Why
love
do you
that they're
put that
going
thing?
all
I
in
wouldn't be
on
mad
the
if
theme.
there was like if people had to find different clues and different things, and then there's like a hidden veto somewhere that you can use at any ceremony. That I would be totally down for.
I mean, they did one of the paintings. I think there was like a behind the scenes like photo that showed like the painting had like a safe behind it hidden. So maybe like they have done like a secret room in Big Brother before. Big Brother 6, there was like a golden room with like a safe in it that they had to like find out the code to unlock it. I think there was just like money inside of it. I don't think there was like a power for the game, but there has been precedent for it here in Big Brother US. So yeah, like give us like a hidden veto. Give us like I don't know, like something like Clue murder mystery themed. Like I'm really happy that like Big Brother US is really going all in on their theme this year in a really fun way that I feel like they don't usually do. So yeah, I'm excited.
What if behind one of the paintings is Gronk and he's here for a takeover?
Wow.
Let's get ready for a takeover.
I love it.
Been like here to party with him. Everyone get in the showers.
I love it. All right. Well, everybody have a great rest of your night. We'll see you when we see you. Have a good one. Bye-bye.